Om Surasuraradhya Charanamburuhadvayam Charachara Jagadhatring Kalikang Pranamamyaham. Om Srimad Dakshina Kalikai Namaha. Today we are going to discuss on the significance of Puja and Kalipuja, and also the meaning behind the form of Mother Dakshina Kali. So what information I gathered, I shall try to discuss on that. I shall tell first the external worship, significance of the external worship, steps of puja. Any puja has 5 parts: Abhigamanam, Upadanam, Yogaha, Swadhyayaha, Ijya. What is Abhigamanam? Cleaning the temple premises or puja premises, applying mud, cow dung, and also to decorate come under Abhigamanam. Upadanam, plucking flowers, preparing sandal pastes, preparing naivedya, collecting other items, dhupa, deepa, to purchase the essential items come under Upadanam. Then it comes yoga, thinking of the chosen deity, the Supreme Soul, identified with the worshipper's own self. That is called yoga. Then Swadhyaya, chanting of the holy name of God, chanting of the hymns, Gita, Chandi, Purana, singing devotional songs in praise of the God, and being conscious of the meaning and also dancing in front of God are considered to be Swadhyaya. Then Ijya, methodically to worship the chosen deity or God, to circumambulate God, to prostrate before God, all these fall under Ijya. Now, what is the reason that we worship an image, an idol, like human beings? So, I shall quote from Swami Vivekananda's complete works, the significance of the devotional worship. This universe is a symbol in and through which we are trying to grasp the thing signified, which is beyond and behind. The spirit is the goal and not matter. Forms, images, bells, candles, books, churches, temples, and all holy symbols are very good, but helpful, very helpful to the growing plant of spirituality. But thus far and no further. In the vast majority of cases, we find that the plant does not grow. It is very good to be born in a church, but it is very bad to die in a church. It is very good to be born within the limits of certain forms that help the little plant of spirituality. But if a man dies within the bounds of these forms, it shows that he has not grown, that there has been no development of the soul. If therefore anyone says that symbols, rituals, and forms are to be kept forever, he is wrong. But if he says that these symbols and rituals are a help to the growth of the soul in its low and undeveloped state, he is right. But you must not mistake this development of the soul as meaning anything intellectual. A man can be of gigantic intellect, yet spiritually he may be a baby. You can verify it this minute. All of you have been taught to believe in an omnipresent God. Try to think of it. How few of you can have any idea what omnipresence means? If you struggle hard, you will get something like the idea of ocean, or of the sky, or of a vast stretch of green earth, or of a desert. All these are material images, and so long as you cannot conceive of the abstract as abstract, of the ideal as ideal, you will have to resort to these forms, these material images. It does not make much difference whether these images are inside or outside the mind. We are all born idolaters, and idolatry is much difference whether these images are inside or outside the mind. We are all born idolaters, and idolatry is good, but it is in the nature of man. Who can get beyond it? Only the perfect man, the God-man. The rest are all idolaters. So long as we see this universe before us, with its forms and shapes, we are all idolaters. This is a gigantic symbol we are worshipping. He who says he is the body is a born idolater. We are spirit that has no form or shape, spirit that is infinite and not matter. Therefore, anyone who can't grasp the abstract, who can't think of himself as he is, except in and through matter, as the body, is an idolater. And yet, how people fight among themselves, calling one another idolaters. In other words, each says his idol is right and the others are wrong. Therefore, we should get rid of these childish notions. We should get beyond the prattle of men who think that religion is merely a mass of frothy words, that it is only a system of doctrines, to whom religion is only a little intellectual assent or dissent, to whom religion is believing in certain words which their own priests tell them, to whom religion is something which their forefathers believed, to whom religion is a certain form of ideas and superstitions to which they cling because they are their national superstitions. We should get beyond all these and look at humanity as one vast organism, slowly coming towards light, a wonderful plant slowly unfolding itself to that wonderful truth which is called God. And the first gyrations, the first motions towards this are always through matter and through ritual. Swami Vivekananda. Second volume, page 39. God is omnipresent. He is manifesting himself in every being. But for men, he is only visible, recognizable in man. When his light, his presence, his spirit shines through the human face, then and then alone can man understand him. Thus, man has been worshipping God through men all the time and must do so long as he is a man. He may cry against it, struggle against it, but as soon as he attempts to realize God, he will find the constitutional necessity of thinking of God as a man. So we find that in most in almost every religion, these are the three primary things which we have in the worship of God: forms or symbols, names, God-men. These are the external forms of devotion through which man has to pass. But if he is sincere, if he really wants to reach the truth, he goes higher than these, to a plane where forms are as nothing. Temples or churches, books or forms are simply the kindergartens of religion, to make the spiritual child strong enough to take higher steps. And these first steps are necessary if he wants religion. With the thirst, the longing for God, comes real devotion, real bhakti. Who has the longing? That is the question. Religion is not in doctrines, in dogmas, nor in intellectual argumentations. It is being and becoming. It is realization. Swami Vivekananda, Complete Works, page 42-43. Now, in Bengali, some book is there. So there, the significance of puja has been mentioned. So we have translated it. Behind the mental canvas of external image, worship exists. Concept, external image worship, external image worship exists. Concept of that very Brahman. Behind the mental canvas of external image worship exists concept of only that very Brahman, the oneness. Through this method, the Jivatman, the worshipper, is expected to be connected with that Paramatman, inconceivable Supreme Soul or Brahman. The worshipper thinks that the Paramatman has already been installed in that temple, the physical body of the worshipper. The worshipper utters the Prana Pratishtha mantra, keeping his hand upon his chest. This way, Lelihana Mudra, Ang Ring Krong Jang Rang Lang Bang Shang Shang Shang, Om Hang Sha, Shidakshina Kalika Devata, Devataya Prana Yah Prana, Ang Ring Krong Jang Rang Lang Bang Shang Shang Shang, Om Sha, Shidakshina Kalika Devataya, Jiva Yastitaha. Her prana is my prana. Her Jivatma is my Jivatma. Ang Ring Krong Jang Rang Lang Bang Shang Shang Shang, Om Hang Sha, Shidakshina Kalika Devataya, Sarvendriyani. Her all the Indriyas are my Indriyas. Ang Ring Krong Jang Rang Lang Bang Shang Shang Shang, Om Hang Sha, Shri Dakshina Kalika Devataya, Bhag, Manas, Chakshu, Shrotra, Dhrana, Prana, Yagatya, Sukham Chiram Tishtantu Swaha. Let all her prana, bhak, mana, chakshu, all may come into this body, my body. Let them be identified with mine. That is the idea. The simple meaning of this step of worship is like a prayer that, oh, the adorable deity, as imagined in a clay image, you have already been installed in my pure heart, chastened by the knowledge of Brahman. Please be manifested in that external image, also in front of me. So, first to awaken the divinity within, the worshipper who worships the image, that is the first and the primary step of puja, to awaken the divinity by nyasa. It is jivanyasa, what I uttered, the mantra, that is jivanyasa. Then I start worshipping with flowers, meditation, and then manusha puja, then visheshargha sthapana, then second time dhyana, and then the sadhaka brings out the chosen ideal from inside the worshipper. from the heart of the worshipper by breathing the devata out in the form of Vayu Bija. That is mantra, that Vayu Bija is young. With the Vayu Bija, this is Kurma Mudra. This is Kurma Mudra. So this way, they breathe out with young mantra. Then it is placed on the yantra, on this Tamrakunda, where the Baneshwara Shiva or any yantra is there. So then the worship starts. The deity which is inside in me all the time, then it is to be projected out, outside. And then it is placed in front of me. And to imagine that with the associates of the deity, along with the associates and Shakti, Avarana Devata, Sadanga Devata, he has become manifested in front of me in the image or on the yantra, on the ghata. So then the pujari starts worshipping the deity. And then after the worship is over, then with Sanghara Mudra, this is the Sanghara Mudra, this way, they take this way. My chadara is there, you cannot see it. So very difficult. I am again showing this is Sanghara Mudra. This way, the flower to be inhaled, that the deity is again installed in my heart, taking back the deity inside. That is called Visarjana. This is called Visarjana. So, breathing outside, breathing inside. So, deity to be projected outside, and after the worship is over, formal worship is over, then I take back the deity inside. That is called Visarjana, inside my heart, installed again. This is external worship. And you can mentally also worship. Manasya Puja is there also, you know, many. So this way we do. We can understand from the above that the means to awaken the divine mood in a worshipper, which is inherent in Brahmajnana, is image worship. Image worship for the beginners are very much necessary. Until and unless the inferior tendencies of an embodied creature, that is Pashutva, are completely eradicated by awakening the divinity within, there is no question about the fact that the actual image worship has been initiated. So, in every being, there is Pashutva, that is Jivatva is there. Jiva is called Pashu. So, that is to be given up, that is to be eradicated, that is to be purified, the divinity to be awakened. Only in human being the divinity can be awakened, in no other creatures. So, human body is the best temple of God. Thakur says, you can worship, the best symbol of worship is Shalagrama or Shivalinga. So, you can worship on the Shalagrama. Can it not be possible to worship on human being? There, the God is manifested more than the Shalagrama. Every human being, Anena Jivena Atmana Anuprabhishya Namarupe Vyakarvani, in a different name and forms, God himself is being manifested. So that is the ultimate realization one will have, the sadhaka will have, as Sri Ramakrishna had that experience. He was feeding the cat. He was feeding other things, other creatures also, human beings also, thinking that God is Narayana in front of me. And he scolded Narendranath that he has become mean-minded, that he was seeking his own liberation alone. Then Sri Ramakrishna told that, I thought that you will be like a banyan tree, but now you are expressing like a mean-minded person. So Swami Vivekananda got inspiration from Sri Ramakrishna that in every human being, God resides. So this nyasa is to asdhatu to kshepane and nyasa and sthapane also. To install the divinity and to give up the jivatva, which is not non-divine entity from me. I have to give up, and then to install the deity. That is the secret of puja. By uttering few mantras, it is not the thing. That is also it will create an atmosphere and also body is purified out of this uttering mantra. But you have to more focus on awakening the divinity within first. Deva bhutva devang yajeta. By becoming devata, one will be eligible to worship an image. So only after becoming devata from within, one can worship the devata. If you want to do Shiva puja, first become Shiva. Identify Shiva's character in yourself, in the worshipper. If you want to worship Durga, become Durga first. You think that I have become Durga. Angring krom jagrang lamang shang 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 hom sha Durga devutaya prana. Similarly, Ganesha puja. Ganesha devutaya prana. Shri Ramakrishna devutaya prana. So all the puja worship, secret of worship, the method of worship is this. Jiva nyaso, jiva to be nyaso, to be eradicate, to give up. And in devata nyaso, to install the deity. Ang kong namo. This way we do. Ang namo kong namo gong namo gong namo. Devata maya. This body is the devata maya. In the when we utter the matrika varna, that is the vowels and the consonants with bindu, that is ong kong kong gong anushwara. That becomes mantra, mantramaya sarira. So devatva devang jajeta. Therefore, the main purpose of external worship of an image is to awaken the divinity within, not in a clay image. Awakening deity in a clay image will also be there. You can imagine if they project your divinity on the image in front, but the main thing is to awaken the divinity within. So Sri Ramakrishna awakened his divinity and he saw Mother Kali is existing in his whole, occupying his whole body and mind. He is doing everything. So, Ami Jantru Tumi Jantri. So he has become the instrument, and the controller of the instrument has become Mother Kali. Ami Jantra. So this Jantra, the Sharira Jantra. So Mother, I have to become such a sadhaka that I shall invoke the deity in such a way that that deity will take over the possession of this body and mind. And he will guide and run this body and mind and control this out of his or her own will. So then actually the spirituality starts. You will enjoy the spiritual joy, how the divine play is going on. Then you will get peace. So, on one hand, seeing the consolidated outer divine form image, the divinity starts awakening in the sadhaka. On the other hand, the actual worship starts only when the sadhaka is able to unify his or her jivatma, individual soul, with the Paramatma, the Supreme Soul. And then the worshipper installs that unified, identified entity on the image in front. For that purpose, in the beginning of a ritualistic worship, the sadhaka, after finishing koronyasa, anganyasa, pranayama, he or she first places a flower on his or her head. After finishing meditation on the deity and does mental worship first, then he or she starts the external worship on the image. Image worship, Pratima Puja, is a well-accepted method towards the goal of Vedanta, that is oneness. It is truly a helpful method towards the ultimate realization of the inconceivable, immutable Brahman. Sadhakanam hitarthaya brahmana rupa kalpana. Brahman is vast, unlimited, inconceivable, immutable. So it is not possible for a human being to worship him, worship that entity, that Brahman, oneness. But for the good of the sadhaka, he has become limited. That entity, that Brahman, the vast entity, has become limited, comes to our limit. He limits itself. I cannot say. Your see, I cannot say. It limits itself to become limited to be worshipped by a sadhaka so that they can conceive the spirit, conceive the supreme consciousness, taste that spiritual entity within and without. Imagination of a form of the inconceivable Brahman is only for the good of the sadhaka. In the words of the Rabindranath Tagore, Rup Sagore dub diyechi arup roto nasaguri. The sadhaka has to dive deep into the name and form to take out the jewel, to get the jewel of arupa, nameless, formless entity, that is Brahman. In one way, puja, external worship, is a beautiful synthesis between purification of the mind and the knowledge of oneness between the individual self and the Supreme Self. This is. Now, chronology of Dakshina Kalika Puja, you will get all who will get opportunity to see the puja tomorrow. They will find to everybody, most of them will get the chronological steps of puja. Now, I shall discuss on the image, significance of the image of Mother Kali. Karalavadanam Ghoram Muktakeshing Chaturbhujam Kalikang Dakshinang Divyam Mundamala Vibhushitam. Pronunciation to be done correctly, then you will, they will enjoy the chanting of the mantra or reciting the hymn. Karal Om, Karala, Karala, Kring, Kring is the mantra, Kali mantra. Karala Vadanam Ghoram, Muktakeshing Chaturbhujam, Kalikang Dakshinang Divyam, Mundamala Vibhushitam. Sadyaschinna Shirah Khadga Bamadhurta Karam Bujam, Abhayam Vardanchi Vidakshinardhad Panikam, Mahamegha Prabham Shyamam, Tatha Chaiva Digambarim, Kantha Vashakta Mundali, गलद रुधिर चर्चिताम कर्णावतम सतानीत शवयुगम भयानकाम घोरदंष्ट्रां कराल्यास्यां पीनोन्नत पयोधराम शवानां करसंघातै कृतकांचीं असन्मुखीं श्रिक्कद्वय गलद्रक्त धारा विस्फुरिताननाम घोररावाग महारुद्रिं श्मशानलय वासिनीं बालार्कमण्डलाकार लोचनत्रित्वयान्वितां दन्तुरां दक्षिणव्यापी मुक्तालंबी कचच्चयां शवरूप महादेव हृदयोपरि संस्थितां शिवाभिर्घोरराभाभिश्चतुर्दिक्षु समन्वितां महाकालेन समं विपरीतरतातुरां सुखप्रसन्नवदनां स्मेरानन सरोरुहां एवं संचिन्तयेत् कालीं धर्मो कामार्थ मोक्षदाम्. So this is the meditation on Dakshina Kali. So slowly we shall explain. So this mantra, Karalavadana, with his face is very much dreadful, Ghoram. His face is so much fierceful and dreadful that it is very difficult to look at for a long time. So, Mahamegha Prabha, the complexion is like the dark cloud, Shyama. Ghorarava, making sound, Ghora, a very grave sound or laughter. And the silence is breaking into pieces like this out of the by the sound of the Mother Kali's laughter and sounds when she is walking on the cremation ground where the Shiva is lying there. So she is walking. Ghororava, that is sound, making sound. Chaturbhuja, is 4 hands, she has 4 hands. Saddaschinna khadgabama dhurda karambuja. So mother has 4 hands. One is khadga, munda, boro, abhaya. Boro is this way boro. Not this way. This is asking something. This is asking. Boro. And abhaya is this. But in some image you will see, I have seen this way, not this way. This is boro, but this should be here, this way. Giving posture, giving mudra, not asking. A beggar asks, give me, give me, give me, give me. So not like Kali hand should not be it. You should be. So when you show this your hand this way, you are the giver. When you do it, you are a receiver. The receiver always a poor person. May he or she has millions and billions of money, but if he or she receives, he or she is a beggar only. But Mother Kali is always giver. Giving, only giving, no receiving. Receiving the devotion of his or her devotee. So, and borrow, tathastu, may it be this way. So, and the syllables, o, this vowels and consonants, the munda, the face, heads of the human beings. He has put the garland. Kali Panchasat Varnamui, 50. 50 letters are there. 50, 51 letters. And out of that heads, bloods are coming out. And her body is being besmeared with blood. And her, from the corner of her lips, bloods are coming out. And her teeth are being little raised. Danturang. Danturang means whose teeth are raised. Danturang. And Dakshinabhyapi Mukta Lambika Lambi Mukta Lambi Kachochayam Kacha Ucha Kachocha with curled hair, and it is open, not tied. Not what is called, did you find it is tied? Beni, but it is in English when plaiting. Verb plaiting. So this way her hair is there. Hair is considered, the meaning of the hair is Maya Kesha. It is the Maya symbol. The hair is a symbol of Maya. 3 eyes of mother is a symbol. Symbols of Chandra, Surya and Agni. Sun, moon and fire. And her complexion is the complexion of infinity. Sri Ramakrishna told, Kali Kalo Kano, why the Kali's complexion is black? Dure Bole, she is far to reach, to be reached. She is so far to be reached. Kache jao, kono rong nai. Kache jao. When you see a reservoir of water, from the distance you will see blackness. The water is black. But if you approach the water and take some water on your hand, you will see the transparency. There is no color. Similarly, mother has no color, as the sky has no color. But from the distance, it looks a blue sky. Like that, mother is dark complexion, and she has no color. So that is and then from her ears to Karnavatam Avatangsha Shatanita Savayugama Bhayanakam. So face, head up to human beings are there hanging. Ghorudangstra Koralasyam. Korala Asya means face. Ha 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 ha. This way is laughing. Korala. So, and the chain of hands she is wearing on her, round her waist, chain of hands, of human hands. Hands represents the symbolizes the karma of every human being. So mother actually governs the karma of a jiva. Actually, she actually delegates, or she actually what can I say? She is giver of the result of karma. According to the result of karma, one is born to different families, different situations or environments. So, according to their karma. So, actually, mother governs that principle of karma, in which karma, what result one will enjoy, that is governed by mother. That is why she is wearing the karma. Follow Harini Kalipuja, you have heard. in June, on May, June, it is done. So follow her. Jiva's karma follow, she eschews. She actually takes away from the jiva and liberates jiva. That is why she is follow Harini, Kalipuja. Then Krishna Varna Kalimurti, this is. So Mahajyoti, Krishna Varna. The absence of all colors is called black. Absence of all colors. And science also says that very effulgence, which our eyes cannot conceive, that actually that is inconceivable, and it is considered to be black. And that Mahajyoti, Kali, is Krishna Varna. But when a sadhaka is awakened to highest spiritual consciousness, he or she can see that light. That is very rare to be experienced. Digambari, the 10 directions. North, south, east, west, and the northeast, southwest. These were 10 and above and below. These 10 sides. So mother is wearing that Dik Ambara. Ambara is Vastra. Actually, the clothes we wear, it is a symbol of Akasha. You see, the 2 threads are there. It is called Tana Bana in Hindi. One is this direction, one is that direction. So it is actually holding the space. Each threads, crisscross threads are actually holding the space. So actually space is there. Space is a symbol. Clothes are the symbol of space. It is in our Hindu philosophy, in Nyaya also, Nyaya Darshana, in the philosophy, it is said like that. So Digambari, it requires no clothes. Avarana Shunya, that is why. Directions are only the clothes of her. Muktakeshi, open. Muktakeshi. Kesho is Maya Jalo. Ko, O, Isho. Ko is Brahma, O is Vishnu, Isho is Shiva. So, the meaning of Kesha means Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. So, Kesh ke mukto karen bole tini mukto keshi. He is the dispenser of liberation. Also to Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. She liberates Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar from their state of existence as a Brahma, as a Vishnu, as a Shiva. Creation, the God of creation, God of sustenance, and God of destruction. as their gods. So they are little limited, a fine limitation, finer within the final limitation. Ishad Vikrita Brahma. Ishvara is Ishwad Vikrita Brahma. That is in the Chandogya Upanishad. It is said, Ishwad Vikrita Brahma. Because they have some little ego, the doership of destruction, to distracting the universe, Shiva. The doership of constructing the universe, creating the universe, and doership of sustenance, sustaining the universe. So that little ego is there, that is why they have become limited. So from Mother liberates them also from their limitations. That is why Kesha. So Bhukti Mukti Pradhan Karen. And her on the forehead, there is half moon is there. Kali is Trinoyana, I told, Chandra Surya and Agni. Then Savakarna Bhushana, two young boy, the head of the two young boy is there. Nishkama Balak Shabhava, Sadha Brahmarupini Kalirotubhya Priyo. Sri Ramakrishna is to love the very tender-aged boys whose sanskaras are very pure. They are pure in heart. That is, it is very much appreciated by, he used to love those people who are pure in nature. There is no bad impressions existing in them. That is why they are very much lovable. She likes those childlike boys. Mundamalini explained, Pinonnata Payodhara, she is mother, so she feeds with the anna. The milk is like anna. Jakichu od dhatu. The root is to eat. Od means to eat. So from od becomes anna. Chaturbhuja I explained. And mother's one leg, 1 feet is in front, 1 feet is backward. So mother's 1 feet is in future, another feet is in the past. So mother is standing in presence, eternal presence. So this Dakshina Kali and Bama Kali, both are there. In both the image, there's 1 feet is in future, 1 feet is in the past. Mother is standing in presence. Alido Pada and Pratyalido Pada. Dakshina Kalika is Pratyalido Pada. This is technical term, Pratyalido Pada. When the right leg is being stretched in front, that is Pratyalido. And Alida is when the right leg is backwards, it is called Alida Pada. Shobho Hasto Krito Kanchini. Hasto, I have explained it. The symbol of karma is hand. So until and unless a jiva is liberated, his karma samskara cannot be obliterated. So karma samskar, due to karma samskar, he is to born again and again. So mother is the dispenser of karma phala. Shabhabaksha sthita, Kali Shavarupi, Shiver, Shiva Baksha, Puri, she is there on the chest. She is standing. Shiva is considered to be Brahman, Nishkriya Brahman. immutable Brahman. And mother is dancing. Mother is Kriya Shakti. And is Jnana Shakti. Shiva is Jnana Shakti. Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti are both visible in the image. Dakshina Kali Murti, Kali Murti. So the Shiva is the Nirguna Swarupa, Nirguna Brahma Swarupa. And he is the substratum Brahman. Unchangeable. The whole universe is in movement. It is possible, movement is possible only in reference to an unchangeable entity. So mother is dancing in reference to the unchanging entity that is Shiva. If Shiva is also dancing, then mother cannot dance. And if Shakti and Shiva are the same. When the Sri Ramakrishna told, when the snake is coiled and taking rest, it is called Brahman. And when it is on movement, so it is called Kali. The same, Kali and Brahman. Ami Kali Brahma jene marmo dharma dharma sab chidechi. Kali is Brahman. So I have given up dharma and adharma when I knew that Kali is the Brahman, none else. Smasana Vasini. So, Viparit Ratatura. Mother is actually was there when in Samadhi, Shiva and Shakti comes here on the Sahasrara lotus. But when a jiva's tendencies are towards worldliness, mother comes down and resides in the Muladhara petal. So, by the sadhaka, by the ascendance of spirituality, so slowly all the chakras he transcends and then reach this place and becomes identified. So that concept is there, Viparita Ratatura. So Smasana Vasini, Kali Smasana Vasini. Smasan, the meaning of Smasana in different way it is explained. Smo meaning Sharira. Smo Shayano. When the bodies are in a lying condition, that is called Smasana. But this Smo means Sharira becomes disintegrated. That is called Smasana. And also, Smasana also means the Agni Sanskara of a dead body. Kali is Smasana Vasini. He actually destroys the Kal, destroys the Jiva. Kal Rupe tini Jivke Sanghar karen. As a Kala, the time, he actually destroys the Jiva. When death comes, he has to go. He has to give up his body. So, Smasan is a symbolic of Samhara, destruction. So, Sanghara Karini Kali is called Smasana Vasini. So, another place it is called, in the Sashana, Chitagni. On the Chitagni, the body is cremated. So that Chitagni is none but Mother Kali. So we can think that when a body is burning, a dead body is burning, it is a mother in the form of a smasana fire. She is consuming the body into herself. So Bandhi is Sthula Chita Bandhi. And also the finer Jnana Bandhi. Jnana is also the fire of knowledge. The human being's gross body as it is put to ashes by fire, similarly, his subtle body with all desires are burnt into the fire of knowledge. That fire is mother. So, in the human body and mind, smasana is existing in the human body and mind. The fire. The very fire that is Mother Kali Shakti is there inside itself, not outside cremation ground only. So in that smasana, Kali resides, who is Kaivalya Daini Kali, who liberates. Sri Ramakrishna saw at the Manikarnika Ghat that mother is tie open. It is losing the ties, opening the ties of Sthula Shukshma Karana, and the Jiva is liberated and ascending, and the Shiva comes and gives the Taraka Brahma mantra, which Shiva repeats every now and then, all the time. That's Taraka Brahma mantra. You know all the Taraka Brahma mantra, what is? No. Ram, Ram, Ram. So this is the Smasana Vasini Kali, the significance of Smasana Vasini Kali. So Shiva Paribrita. Shiva means all this Shiva Prakriti. Shiva means Mangala. And where the Shiva resides? On the cremation ground. In Swamiji's poem, it is told, voluntarily, who accepts death, to him mother comes. সাহসে যে দুঃখ দইন চায়, মৃত্যুরে যে বাঁধে বাহু পাশে, কাল নৃত্য করে উপভোগ, মাতৃরূপা তারই কাছে আসে. Voluntarily you have to accept death. I want suffering. And Kunti used to ask for suffering only. Nobody wants suffering. But those who want suffering voluntarily, that give me pain, give me pain, give me pain. Don't give happiness. And Kunti wanted that. Because in the suffering itself, I can remember you, not in happiness. That is why I want you only. That is why I want suffering only. And those who voluntarily get suffering, accept suffering, they are being worshipped in this universe. Jesus was crucified and he is being worshipped. Sri Ramakrishna took all the sins of others and he is being worshipped. Mother is also like that. Voluntarily, whoever accepts suffering is great, like God, as Shiva drinks the poison and saved the whole universe. Similarly, so how to become divine? He whose mind is always desires for accepting sufferings voluntarily. He has actually develops the tendency to be spiritual. The happiness seeker will have to wait. You will be also be liberated in the long run, but he has to wait. So, modopanam brahmatta, madhya. What is madhya? Madho means pleasure, ananda. The thing which gives pleasure is madhya. Madhya vastu. Madho, the thing which gives madhya. Sadhya vastu, sadhya, which is to be achieved, it is called sadhya. Similarly, lyap, yat, this prefix is used for madha. Madha means ananda. The charam ananda, brahmananda, the ultimate bliss. That is madhya. Surapan kurinami sudakhai joy kali bolle. By chanting the name of God, Thakur became intoxicated. And Giridhar Ghosh was astonished. I drink so many wines, liquors, but never such thing happened what Sri Ramakrishna is experiencing. So he was envious of Sri Ramakrishna that how I can get to that state of Sri Ramakrishna. So Sarvananda Karini Hasan Mukhi is always smiling. Sukha Prasanna Padana Smeranna Sararuha. This way. Almost we have finished. So this is a very beautiful Dhyana mantra of Dakshina Kali. We are going to worship that Dakshina Kali and we pray to her so that she will eradicate our fear of death. We are actually entangled by fear only. Fear of bhoge roga bhayam, kulecchuti bhayam, shastre vadi bhayam, gune khale bhayam, kaye kritantad bhayam, mane doina bhayam, rupe jaraya bhayam, sarvavastu bhayannitam, bhuvinam vairagam eva abhayam. Only vairagya is the abhaya, state of abhaya. Only it can give abhaya. Bora mudra, abhaya. So vairagya is necessary to become abhaya, fearless. To become fearless, you need vairagya, unattached. So fearlessness is to be attained by worshipping Mother Kali. It is very difficult to achieve. So thus far for today. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Om Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shivi Sarvartha Shadike. Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayan Namastute. Srishti Vinashanam Shakti Bhute Sanatani. Unasraye Gunamaye Narayan Namastute. Sharanagata Dinartha Pritrana Parayane. Sarvasyarthi Hari Devi Narayan Namastute. Pranatanam Prasidatvam Devi Vishwarti Harini. Trilokhyavasina Vidye Lokanam Varada Bhuva. Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Recording save হয়েছে? Yes. তো ধ্যান মন্ত্র এরকম আজকে আমি কি করবো?